This is episode 4, The Cleveland Missing Kids. If you knew one person from your school, your neighborhood, your job, your city to go missing, unaccounted for, and disappear, never to be seen again, that'd be alarming for most. But if you were to know several people to go missing, something seriously must be wrong and concerning. But what if I were to tell you, within a year alone, over 1,000 reports of missing individuals, most of them being teens and minors, were to be coming out of the Cleveland and surrounding areas of Ohio. This staggering number, which has been confirmed to be true by authorities and news outlets, has been downplayed, glossed over, and unanswered since reports emerged in spring of last year. As we look for answers, we'll ask if this is as alarming as it seems, or is this just a piece of sensationalized information? Events began when last year in 2023, civilians and media members learned of the extraordinary surge in missing persons cases in Cleveland and the surrounding Ohio area. After reviewing the Ohio Attorney General's missing persons database, they learned that a total of 1,072 children were reported missing in 2023 alone, with high spiking cases continuing to this day. The Ohio Attorney General, Dave Yost, when questioned, acknowledged the alarming spike in cases, stating, and I quote, "Yes, of course we are worried about that. For some reason, in 2023, we've seen a lot more than we normally see, which is troubling in part because we don't know what's going on with some of these kids, whether they're being trafficked or whether they're involved in gang activity or drugs," end quote. As families of the missing and the media begin to dig deeper for the reason behind the jumping cases, the most sensible answer that authorities seemed to present was that of most of these children being runaways, leaving of their own volition and purposely avoiding return. With Cleveland Police Chief Wayne Drummond stating, and I quote, "We do have missing individuals in the city of Cleveland, no question about it," end quote. Drummond said out of the 1,072 children reported missing in 2023, that 1,020 were safely returned, saying, and I quote, "The vast majority that we encounter here in the city of Cleveland are runaways, and a large percentage of those numbers are habitual runaways," end quote. So although it seems authorities acknowledged the spiking cases, they attributed most of the missing children to running away from home, saying that it was getting closer to spring and summertime, and that a lot of these kids get antsy and more active and eventually leave their homes. And although what may seem as cause for concern with over 1,000 missing cases is really just a misunderstanding and a misinterpretation of the data, to the general populace, the authorities' conclusion seemed good enough and seemed to explain the answers. But to many, they seemed to be downplaying a much larger problem that no one truly wanted to address. Are there really over 1,000 kids that just up and leave on their own? Since they're classified as runaways, should no one worry about these children? Wouldn't some be slipping through the cracks, runaway or not?
Being alert, sending in those tips when they find people or when they think they might even suspect seeing a missing child. You see the page there, that's from the Ohio Attorney General's office. So take a look at that. There are a lot of missing kids and a lot of people who want to be reunited with their families.
Yeah, so sobering to see all those names listed there. Our thoughts are with Keshaun's family. Hopefully he's home soon. Jack Brewster, thanks so much.
Each week, we cover a missing person case here on News Nation. To date, we have featured more than 100 cases in our ongoing missing series. This issue is very important to us, and it has recently caught our attention that one state is seeing an alarming number of missing kids. The Ohio Attorney General's office says more than 1,000 kids, 1,000 have been reported missing so far this year, with a large number of those disappearances centered around the Cleveland area.
To the families of the missing, the Ohio authorities' response seemed underwhelming, to say the least. Until now, currently is seldom heard of or rehashed in the media. Even though most of these cases of missing children or runaways are solved, many aren't, and their disappearances is still unknown to this day. In a large majority of the cases reported, no Amber Alerts are ever used, considering authorities follow a strict criteria for an Amber Alert, in which police have to have reasonable belief that there has been an abduction and that the child is in immediate danger of serious bodily injury or death. Many of these children and teens' disappearances don't qualify for such, completely going under the radar, with Newborough Heights Police Chief John Majoy stating, and I quote, "Unfortunately, most of these missing children don't make the news because there is usually no Amber Alert. There is silent crimes happening right under our noses," end quote. Many of these cases involving kids and teens involve them in what seems to be a normal average day, going about their business, only to never return home. With one case of Keshaun Williams, 15 at the time, going to attend a friend's house party, only to never be seen again till this day. With his grieving mother stating in 2023 at a community search for him, and I quote, "It's been over 40 days without my child. I just want him back home. I miss my child every day. I am worried. I don't know if he is eating or sleeping. I just want him back home," end quote. And just like Keshaun, other similar mysterious disappearances plague the community and area, leaving the public asking questions and searching for some sort of answer. These missing kids included Maurice Hamrick, 14, Honesty Howell, 16, Elijah Hill, 16, Chloe Hadley, 17, who all disappeared within 5 days of each other in September 2023, and many more as the list continues to go on. Given the alarming numbers and seemingly cavalier response from the Ohio and Cleveland authorities, it seems the public perception has now shifted and decided to take the word of the authorities with a grain of salt. As the year of 2024 continues on, we still search for answers or simply a better understanding and use of the data provided to us. And to the families of those missing who every day wake up and are personally reminded of the ongoing search, and to the part of them that's missing, I personally send my condolences and hope for light to be shed on these cases in the future.
Pointing to any serial abductors or anything unusual like that. The most recent Amber Alert in Northeast Ohio was in the end of June with the Keshaun Williams case, who unfortunately still remains missing.
And guys, I just want to give you a quick update from the last month regarding the topic recently. Within the last 4 weeks that just came out from the Ohio Missing Children's Clearinghouse. It's a repository for statistics and information about missing children in the state. All 50 states have missing children clearinghouses, which provide resources for missing children, their families, and the professionals who serve them, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In this report for 2023 issued by the Ohio Attorney General, the clearinghouse documented 22,374 people that went missing in the state of Ohio, an increase of 1,750 people compared to the year prior. Of the missing people, 17,405 were missing children, 1,850 more than the state saw in 2022. Of the children reported missing, over 9,500 were females, and 7,800 were males. Over 15,000 were the ages 13 through 17. Over 1,500 were the ages 6 through 12. And 172 were ages 0 through 5. Authorities reported that 98% of the missing children, or the over 17,000, were recovered safely by the end of the year. 5 of the missing children were found dead. Still missing are 367 children. This lending weight to the Attorney General Dave Yost and all of Cleveland's PD's original theory on the matter, but still leaving cause for speculation with numbers being so high. And as the story wraps up, some facts to take away with you guys. Still today, Northeast Ohio experiences some of the highest numbers of missing children in the state, with over 5,400 missing children being reported originating from Cleveland, Akron, and the Canton areas. Guys, thank you so much if you've stuck around from the first 4 original videos. I really appreciate any interaction, whether it's a like, a comment, whatever it may be, a repost, a share. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope to make some more videos in the future. Again, time constraint wise, sorry this one took so long and I lagged, but again, I appreciate all the support. Take care, have a good year, be safe.
Also, we have to have context. It's important that we bring context to this particular issue that we have today. If you look at the stats, and you look at the stats, they are startling. They're very startling. Right, we have a number of missing juveniles reported year to date as 1,072, but also, and again, the number is 1,072. But the number returned is also 1,020. So we have obviously outstanding missing juveniles. The vast majority of those juveniles are missing juveniles, are actually runaways, and sometimes some of those are habitual runaways. And I don't say that to minimize missing juveniles. I don't say that. I think, again, it's just to add context.